Wolf Nation, this is your captain speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night, and of course, you know what that means. Your weekend officially starts right now. Welcome to another episode of the Realmhattan Project. My name is Eric von Wolfenstein, and we have a full house tonight. But before we get started, I need to get a word in from our new sponsor, Coleman's Original English Mustard, the official mustard of BotCon and the Realm of Collectors. Whether it's on chicken, French fried taters, or just licked right from a bread's knife in an Irish pub, Coleman's mustard is the mustard you reach for when you want to kick your food up a notch. Just ask the Chartmaster General himself, Brian Brink. When consuming Coleman's mustard, make sure you have a tasty beverage nearby or someone else's. That's right, folks. Coleman's mustard, sold anywhere where fine mustards are sold. Now that we have that out of the way, thanks to Lou Diamond Feroci for writing that for me. But hi guys, what's new?
What do I do with this? that mustard had a kick. That had a kick.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But let's just go say hi to everyone real quick. How's my friend E Prime doing today?
Good. No complaints.
Yeah. What's new?
Long
Anything
week.
new?
Nothing at all. Long week.
Long week.
Work.
You got any fun dials you're working on?
Nope.
Do you have any not fun dios you're working on?
Yeah,
Nope,
do you have any
I'm
shitty
done.
dials you're not working on?
I mean, all my shitty dials are done right now.
Have you thrown them away?
Not yet.
Okay.
Newest one might go in the trash.
The night is young. Anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Gort. What's new?
Let's see. I won my battles with Ashley Furniture and got my refund on the chairs.
Shout out.
Now I need to go get chairs somewhere else. Yeah, it's pretty
That was
exciting
random.
stuff.
Right.
I'm just clearing out some of these old images and I click the wrong button.
It's like, all right, well, I'm glad you won.
Are you clearing them out or showing them?
Yes.
It's called hitting the wrong button.
Man, there's only 2 buttons.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's fired up tonight. I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't know.
It's hot in New York City.
It's hot. It's hot.
be-
He's sleeveless.
Because of all this Coleman's mustard hype, I did pick up a jar myself. I have not yet tried it. There will be a full review next show. Yeah, that's all I got.
Can't wait. Joe, we'll get to you in a second, but we're just gonna skip to me real quick. I am happy to report that I have survived my very first assassination attempt. So better luck next time. There was a bullet found in our front porch area or by the sidewalk, unshot. So whoever you are, you missed. Nice
Fucking
try.
Amateurs, man.
Yeah, amateurs. Wolf Nation lives on. Can't fuck with this. Anyway, what's up, Joe?
I figured Wolf Nation would be something like, a wolf or whatever.
All right, that's better.
But anyway.
What's going on, Joe? You had an interesting weekend. Tell me all about it.
I did. So I went to I was going through some cornfields in Nebraska. This bright light appeared, and it was Thursday, and I woke up on Sunday. I was told not to talk about it, but we're going to spill the beans right here on RHP. The alien conspiracy stuff is real. No, I'm just kidding. No. So, but yeah, I ended up in the Midwest. Went to BotCon. Had a blast there, as always, with my realm brethren. And the ones who could not make it, y'all were missed.
3 out of 4 of us.
Yeah,
We were originally going to be there. Unfortunately, Crystal got sick, and we just had a lot of other stuff pop up, so we were last minute cancellations, unfortunately. But we definitely wanted to be there, and we definitely missed you guys. So most of you, anyway.
Yeah. It's definitely a different vibe than TFCon, but it's one of those things. Like, you go for the people. It's one of those things. I got some stuff, and then I bought stuff because I felt like I had to buy stuff, and then Logan got me stuff, and then Logan's enabling me and pressuring me. And speak of the devil, there he is. But he
You're letting a minor make an impression on you, buddy.
he's bullying. He's bullying me. He's using whole uppercase sentences and messages he's sending me. So The bullet might have been from him. It could be a warning. You don't know if you let him down.
Very well could be.
So, but other than that, not bad. And then since I've been back, I've gotten the lazy bug up my butt and I just haven't done as much as some stuff I need to get done. Other than that,
Well, why don't you elaborate on any BotCon fun we might have missed? How was the party on Friday night?
so the party is fun. And I'll just start and walk y'all through. So, realistically, like Fort Wayne's like out of the way for a lot of people, but it's actually a good site. Like it really is a good location. So, if it is back that way, it is a bit of a drive. It was like after rest stops and gas and stuff like that. It was like a 10-hour drive for us. But again, I'm going for the people. Would I drive 10 hours just for a con? No. But, it really is a pretty good location. You've got one hotel connected to the convention center. You've got another one connected to our ones, the main one's right across the street. There's plenty of, food stuff around to eat. Even, Courtney's got celiac gluten-free stuff. So, I mean, even she was like finding things. There was a gluten-free bakery down the block. She was just thrilled about that. So, I mean, site-wise, it is a good site. And there are plenty of places to hang out afterwards. You had both hotel bars. You had, and I forget the name. I apologize for, I was going to say J.K. Rowling, but that's not it. But it's like J.K. O'Donnell's, I think, was the pub. And, like we got there, we took one table, then we took another table, and then we started spreading into a third table. And they're like, hey, why don't y'all just go ahead and take the back room? No issues. Very cool, very opening restaurant, stuff like that. Friday wasn't a whole lot of people there, kind of thing. But as the day went on, progressed more. And, I do think the location probably hurt it a little bit of where it was at. There's no direct flights into Fort Wayne, but apparently getting there is not bad. But, the convention center itself is new, it's wide open. And then Friday we started setting up for the Realm party. So I got to help with that, see some of the, last couple of years kind of helped out a little bit. So seeing some of the inner workings and stuff like that. And Eric, you giggling?
That was my phone. Sorry.
I don't care. Eric, so yeah, watching if you wanted to chuckle, watching Eric B and I go on a Sam's Club run. Here's these two guys that clearly work out, getting a bunch of not so healthy food, and then just running around Sam's Club trying to find stuff. Everything was kind of clandestine. Like it was a little bit of like a logistics thing with like, the place is like, well, if you want food, you have to pay this much, provide this and things like that and whatever. So there was some behind the scenes stuff that was being dealt with and whatever. So, but we did really good. Kennedy's Village, I think the whole convention, 9 totes worth
Nice.
of stuff.
Way to show up, people. Way to show up.
I think Eric took 9 totes back with him and Siobhan. And so Sam from Sam Formers, he won. So what we did this year was like we had a raffle. So like when you came in, you got tickets forever. If you got a rock box, you got a ticket. And then Kennedy's Village, they did a raffle. And with that, like, everything was just kind of whatever. Some of the stuff was donated for other Realmers, things like that. And Sam actually, he kind of won the big stuff, right? So he won the Transformers Optimus Prime Lego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he won that. And he won an Ollie Nelson Willie Nelson from Nashville. And so he donated them to auction off at the party. And I think that raised another 500, I think, for Kennedy's Village. And
nice. Shout out to Sam, good dude from the UK.
Shout out to them. I can't remember who won. I can't remember who won them, but shout out for going that much, because I mean, that you could have paid 100 and what are those? What's that Prime? That Lego Prime 180?
180, I think.
Yeah, and you could have paid 180 and been done, but I think someone paid $200 or $230 for it, something like that. But I mean, money. The money's going to a good place. The Realm shows up for the Kennedy's Village stuff, and for the last several years, I believe we've done pretty good. I think I don't want to quote him. I don't want to say this was the best year yet for that with us, but I think it was definitely one of the top couple. So shout out to that. And then we did the Jamie Jam, which was
Real
fun.
quick, Eric B. I will next time I see you, I will have some things for you. So for the donation, sorry I couldn't be there, but continue, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Do not apologize. Yeah, Eric B. Yeah, Bobby from Bot vs Con and Kevin R are the ones that got it. So shout out to them for opening their wallets and helping a good cause out. So, and then we did the Jamie Jam, which it went a lot smoother this year. And got to
Who
help
had the
with
best jammies?
Patrick's Stissy. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yep, he had good ones. And that's the only one that kind of jumps out with me. You had, of course, I mean, you had Chris with the if you haven't seen it from the show, the live stream, think of Flavor Flav's clock, but with a realm symbol, and it spins. So Derek had that now.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
but Chris was pretty on point. But so yeah, it was a good run, and it really didn't start heating up till I'd say about a third, halfway through. That's where a lot of stealing, because I mean you got to get time for the gifts to get out, right? The hot gift there was the Knight Rider Transformer crossover. So that was a big one. That was the big thing there that kept getting pushed around. So, what else was it? But I mean, overall, it was good. I mean, we were definitely working with different constraints this year with logistics on I'm sorry, not logistics, restrictions on like what you could bring into that room. Like for instance, one of the last minute things is I want to shout out to my wife, because since we didn't have them providing food, they provided us tables, but with no tablecloths. And so now you just got all these tables that look like round plyboard, very rough, very used kind of. And so I think she was out doing stuff, and I said, "Hey, can you stop by and get some stuff?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And what was it? So I called her, asked for tablecloths, got off the phone with her. Like a minute later, Logan comes up, is like, "Hey, is Courtney still out?" And I was like, "I don't know. Here, call her." He's like, "Well, just tell her." I said, "No, here, you call her." So I dialed the number and gave him my phone, and finished up. And then Eric's, I don't know, 5 minutes later, Eric's like, "Hey, if Courtney's still out," I'm like, "I don't know. I'll find me call." And so as I'm talking to her, I'm like, "Hey, you still out?" She goes, "Yeah, why?" And in the background, I hear the beep going through as she's scanning stuff. And I'm like, "Hey, we need 2 big gift bags. Can you please get those?" She goes, "I am tired of walking my fat butt back and forth across this Walmart." She goes, "It stinks and I want to leave." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, can you please get these?" So, but stuff like that, just like, we didn't think about having to get tablecloths because we just assumed there'd be something there, but, but no, like it was the party was really good, this year. I didn't, the only thing I heard was someone, because one of the things that was different this year was if like we kind of opened it, if you wanted to come in afterwards, not afterwards, but during it, like you pay $20 to come in and you just kind of basically hang, you got the food or whatever, if you bring a gift for the thing, then you get in the raffle. But like it was, if you brought a gift for the Jamie Jam, then you got them for that. But a lot of people didn't. I think we got about 10 or so people just kind of wander in. That's been like kind of realm adjacent is kind of the vibe I got. And they came in and enjoyed it. The only person I heard someone say is like because since they didn't pre-do it, they didn't get a rock box, but they gave them like a bag of some stuff that was left or whatever. And someone was like, some guy I don't know, he was like, "Where's the figure at?" And I don't know if he was being serious or if he was joking. That's the only thing I heard. And someone's like, "Well, we did. They didn't do a figure this year because of the tariff stuff." And it's like, "Oh, okay." And that was that. But it's one of those things to where it's the people, man. The people really do make it. And I was talking to Courtney on the way there. I'm like, if it wasn't for the realm stuff, would I drive there to go? And I'm like, I probably wouldn't, because if I want stuff, I'll just order it online at this point.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, real quick. Jeff says watching Brink chase after that one prize was hilarious. Can you elaborate on what he's talking about?
I cannot. Give me a second. somebody was running from somebody. Was it Jonathan Walker? Poor Jonathan Walker was trying to keep something on.
I think Brink was trying to get that Knight Rider. I remember him telling me
the crossover Transformer one.
Yeah, I believe so.
There was 3 of those.
Oh, there were 3 of them.
There was 3 of them in that.
I could be wrong. I don't know. Brink is listening. I think he was telling us a story the other night. I think that's what it was.
I hope he got it.
Gotcha. I know that was one of the big ones. The Jacob Marley 4 Horsemen figure was one of the big ones. There's a 3D printed Deadpool helmet was one. YOLO Park Starscream Soundwave. Okay, the Blockies Megatron. All right.
Okay, yeah. Eric B says Brink was chasing Walker for the Blockies Megatron.
So Walker. So Jonathan.
Tell me there's video of this.
Yeah, it should be. If you can go back and look at the, I'm assuming, I'm guessing it got uploaded, but Jeremy was recording it, except for when Jeremy was doing stuff, then I recorded him. But but yeah, poor Jonathan, dude. Like, he would pull stuff and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, cool," and then someone's like, "I want that," and then he'd have to go find something else. And he pulled something good, and then someone else was like, "I want that," and he got to the point where he was like he was running around the room going, "No, no, no."
Any stuffed Pokemon this year? That was
no.
Poor Diecast got that last year. No one wanted that.
The only thing stuffed I remember is Courtney got on her run at the gifts was she got like, what the hell was it? It was like it was a plushie that you could, if you turn it one way, it's Optimus Prime, and then if you stuff it the other way, kind of like a poppable from back in the day, and then you stuff it the other way, it turns into his truck. Popples. And then that had like I don't know, it's like a little Transformer toy for like a kid in it, and then 2 Transformer trading cards. But yeah, Eric Burgess, he had PTSD, man. Like, he got done so dirty. Walker, if you're out there, buddy, if you need to talk, call someone. I got your back, because you kept getting it, dude. He'd get good stuff, and he kept getting good stuff, dude. He just kept getting stuff taken.
Was that his first time ever going to one of these?
No. I know he was at BotCon last year, but like in terms of the Realm stuff, I think so.
Oh.
So before that was Jersey, the mall one. Was that right? Because it wasn't Nashville. It was Nashville, then the mall, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can't remember if he was at Nashville or not, because I don't remember if I knew him then or like really knew him. But yeah, he was there last year, at BotCon with us. Kind of in passing, because we didn't have anything like official planned since there was there was maybe 8-10 of us last year that went. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot smoother, lessons learned. Friggin' Scott. You just don't ask names, buddy. So anyway, but dude, I mean, it was a lot of fun. And then, Friday was kind of a lot of the same. Friday was just meeting up, hanging out. Hey, just hitting up. Like, hey, someone comes in half an hour later. They're like, yeah, I'm just going to go around the dealer's room. Like, all right, let's go together, or whatever. There was a lot of that. And then after the show, just a lot of hanging out. Like, it was a really, really good time. I'm very sorry y'all missed it. Loved it. You all could have been there, but it is what it is. And hopefully next year.
Yeah, hopefully, definitely.
But it's one of those things. It was a great time. It really was. I got some stuff, so can't show my Realm shirt because it's in my laundry basket to be washed. But got that. Got a like, it's one of those things. Like, you still have uses for these things. It's a mouse pad. Some other stuff, some other goodies.
Tell us about Logan's hat.
All right, Logan's hat. All right, so I told this to Logan, and I truly mean this. And I will say it again to this day. If when I'm 90, 95 years old, and I'm resigned to a nursing home, and I'm in a bed, I've got dementia, like, I truly do hope that if I remember nothing else, just the pure joy that seeing Logan in that hat, that's what I want. he spent 30. I think it was $35 he spent on that hat, and
35.
yeah.
Better than him buying a Power Ranger.
So I should have sent.
Shit.
Hey Gord, if I send you a picture of this hat in the group chat, can you put it up so everyone can enjoy this?
Sure.
All right, give me a second here.
I hope someone got the number of whoever robbed him. Holy crap.
No, so Lou found it. Oops, no, not that one. Lou found this hat. I think it was $35.
Oh, Lou found this.
Yeah,
Where was it found?
Command something. I can't remember the website. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, it's on the website.
It's online, but when you see this hat, Lou is talking about getting a there's one that's like all black, and then like where like the people got like the Velcro here on the front, you put off and you pap on another patch and you take that off. So that, but anyway, yeah, this hat was probably a good 6-8 inches, and what you can't see with that picture, it says, "Women fear me, fish fear me. Men turn their eyes away from me as I walk. No beast dare make a sound in my presence. I am alone on this barren earth." He wore that hat all
you're the only one who bought that hat, too.
I remember there was a picture of him next to like Elmer Fudd, because like the tall hat.
I posted that one. Yes,
Yep.
yes. Yep. My handiwork. Thank you. I love that one.
But you could see that hat coming, and that dude had a smile on his face all weekend. I look at Logan like a little brother, and like I was just happy that Scott. But no, like Logan, like, I know he's in the chat, but Logan said like people were stopping when he was walking down the street, and cars were stopping to ask about the hat. So he was getting some good attention from it.
Oh, Logan, a celebrity in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
He is. So I mean, he up until the Coleman's mustard, he was going to be the image for Realm 2025 this year. His chastity hat. Scott coming in with zingers, man.
Scott, you are vicious tonight, my friend.
But
straight for that jugular.
But no, like yeah, Logan in that hat, man. Like he was always smiling with it.
That's good. No, we joke, but we love him.
Like I can't say enough. I can't say enough good things about Logan. Logan is one, like he is a dude that he will take care of you. He's a good guy. But like it was. I think it was Saturday morning. Like Saturday morning, I just popped the squad in the lobby, and then like people would all just kind of rotate in and out of where we were sitting there at the convention center. And like, so even though like we kind of had our own little area kind of locked down and whatever, like not letting anyone in or anything like that, just like, a group of 4 or 5, and we, flow in and out, go into the dealer room, that kind of stuff. I feel bad for Derek. Derek was on his feet a lot. You could tell by Saturday night he was hurting. The dude's running around, panels and stuff. And the what's what I'm looking for here? The blocky speed build was very entertaining. People were very, very much getting into that. Like, I mean, very passionate about it, like Pokemon level passionate, kind of was where I saw in some of them. And not saying that in a mean or rude way, but I mean, it's got a following. They had a lot. Artist Alley was actually 2-sided this year, so like go down one and then back to back. A lot of people there. Now some of the stuff, like like there was a fudge vendor there. No psychic readings, but there was someone selling fudge there. And I like every time I went by that booth, they had a line. That line might be 3 people, but that line might be 8, 12 people. But, no. Some lady was selling her book at the end of our Artist Alley. I don't know what the book was about. She had like 2, 3 books out there that were like, she'd wrote 2 or 3 books. Never really saw anyone around her or anything like that. But it's one of those things to where if she made $1, cool. But I really, it's one of those things. Where do you fit in at?
Just real quick, last year at Comic-Con, there was a giant vendor with a fudge booth, and I remember they were giving out samples, but I think it was like $30 or $40 for like 5 or 6 pieces or something, like little pieces too. Like, it
Jesus,
was kind of ridiculous.
I don't know
I
the
could buy a
size.
hat for that.
Yeah.
I don't know the size of the pieces, but I think about $5 a piece scene breaks. I remember someone said something like they got 5 or 6 pieces and it was like $25, $30. So, but again, you know, Blocky's had a very big presence there. There's a new to us. When I say us, I mean the U.S. Group that's coming called Cardbots. And ironically enough, they have nothing to do with cards per se, like the way we think of them. Logan's got some Cardbots, C-A-R-D.
Cardbots. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And so they did like a 10-minute preview.
Got a picture of these anywhere?
I can find one. Let's see here. But let's see here. Metal Cardbots. Let's see here. Actually, hold on. I think I do have some. But anyway.
All right, yeah, send them to Gord.
Yeah, I'll send them to Gort. But in the meantime, their new Misfires, X-Trans Spots Misfire was there. It looks good. It looks really, really good.
And that's Target Master. Yeah, those look really good.
They had Slugslinger there too in 3D gray. The head looks a little weird, but I'm gonna give them credit, or I'm gonna give them a pass because it's 3D printed.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, dude, Misfire, and I saw a Mang Motion video today of that. Dude, I am in. I am so in. Like,
they got me.
They got me. Excitement back for third party.
There wasn't a panel, right, Joe? They didn't do a third party panel.
They just third party because it's it's one of those things to where like what. I don't mean this in a smart alecky kind of way, but what can come out between March was TFCon?
Yeah.
And anymore, like you really don't see third parties. Like the third party stuff that we used to see is kind of going away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I saw that Orion Pax with X-Trans Bots is doing too with that big ass trailer. That looks cool. I think I'm gonna be in on that one as well.
The trailer looks, I don't think I got any pictures of that, but the trailer looks disproportionately big for what it is.
Yeah, they definitely redesigned
the Orion Pax figure is. Let's see here. I think that's all. Yeah. No, I didn't get any pictures of the Orion Pack since we'd kind of seen. I didn't, and like one of those things, like I didn't even realize they had redone the trailer for it.
Yeah,
because it looks good, but it's one of those things. Am I in on that? Probably not.
Yeah, I remember they first revealed that at Nashville. That was a long time ago now. It's finally getting around to it. I hope.
Yep,
it looks cool.
Didn't see the hotspot. No more. I had not seen that. Like, what was it? Was it Nashville where the X-Trans Bots hotspot was there, kind of glued together because it got damaged?
No, that was it or was that
I'm pretty sure it was X-Trans Bots.
It was either them or MMC because they were doing one at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah,
you might be right.
I don't remember MMC ever doing anything. They do exclusives through like Toy Jojo and stuff like that, but I don't remember MMC saying, "Hey, here's our prototype."
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but Metal Card Boss, like it looks like it. The show's not for us. The show are going to be for our kids, and I hate to say this, some of our grandkids, if you got them. But it's from, I can't remember. I think it was Korea. Now Logan has several of these, he said, and he said they're actually really, really good figures. And if you notice, like, if you look at the windshield of the red car there, like it's got eyes like in the movie Cars.
Oh, okay.
I see it. Yeah. Now that you pointed that out.
See it on the other two vehicles too.
Yep. So my understanding is all the vehicles will have eyes, and they're not always visible in bot mode in the cartoon. But and I didn't get any up close pictures. I don't think of these. I just kind of got overalls.
There's a cartoon for this?
Yep. There's going to be. There is a cartoon, season 1. So the designer and like the people that are involved in this actually came over. I want to say it was South Korea. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But they did a dub. The dub in English was not good.
Heh.
Thank like it just wasn't good. There's no really nice way to say that. But it also was one of those things where I'm not sure they were actually planning on bringing this over. Because remember the first time we heard about this was New York Comic Con.
Mhm.
With at Hanny's booth where they were talking about bringing these over. Now, if you look at the cards at, let's say the red card here, the Flames.
Yep.
So what you're seeing on the front is the front of the card. Okay, just kind of an image of the character, and then on the back of that, it's just red plastic, and then it's got a raised section that's kind of done in chrome. Yes, G Squared, they do transform. But it looks like faction symbols. I can't say that for sure, but I held up the cards, and there are different. Like I saw two different factions on the back, so I'm assuming good, generic good guy, generic bad guy. And if you look behind the red card, you see this red and yellow rectangle that's sitting back there. So that's kind of what it sits on. And if I understood what they were saying right, so there's no actual card. There's no actual card game or anything. Okay, it's like you use the card to give that little rectangle piece power, and then that powers the character kind of thing. But it doesn't actually do anything. It just kind of sits on that rectangle, kind of like I think it was kind of meant to be a watch or a wearable or something like that.
Yeah.
Because over there, that's them. That's what they like. That's what's bringing it in. Over here, not so much. They kind of were interested in the idea of a card game associated with this, but right now it's this. So it's called Card Bots, and there are cards with them, but you do not need the cards, or from my understanding, that little box to even do anything with them. There is a season 1, and they said that when they look at this stuff, it's going to be on your free services like Tubi, and I think they said Crackle, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's not going to be on a paid platform.
So it's definitely accessible then.
Yep. Season 1's already done. The dub's done. So it is what it is. They recognize that the dub wasn't great. Season 2, they said is going to be better. So season 2 hasn't made it out here yet. So I haven't looked to see if season 1 is on Tubi. But I mean, if you want to go through these, this was they've got a crap ton of stuff.
Oh wow, yeah, they do.
Yeah. So if you look at the pink on the left side, the pink robots. So if
That's
you look on
the faction symbol there.
yes, so that's kind of like that's the back side of that card, right?
The pink
so the
one.
front side, huh?
The pink one.
Yes.
Okay.
Left corner, left side.
Yeah, left corner.
Um,
Okay.
But so like the other side of that card would be an image of the character, right?
Uh-huh.
And then that's the back side. And then if you look center screen towards that jet, if you look next to the cockpit in front of the wing, that little space, you can see where that rectangle is, that block. So the card is sitting on that.
Yep.
So the cartoon that they showed us, the kid wore a watch, and that's how this character was supposed to interact with him. But I'm not sure if these blocks do anything. I think it was meant to be a wearable, but I was a little unclear on that.
Interesting. Okay, so again, this is imported from South Korea. Is that what you said?
I think it's South Korea. If Derek's still on,
Card
I'm sure he
Bots.
can correct me.
Interesting. Anyone like if you look at how does everyone think these look? You think they look good? Are you curious? Will you watch it?
I will not watch it.
Probably not.
I mean, they definitely look like kids' toys, which is fine. It's
Yeah.
what they're supposed to be. But they have there's like a Unicron trilogy vibe to a lot of this, which also I don't think is a bad thing. I think most of these actually look better than those did.
And Logan, if Logan's still on, he can attest this because he says he's gotten some already. I don't know if he's got these. He got them, but he got them. But he said they're actually really, really good. He says they feel good quality plastic. There you go. Mike Vaughn said, "Yeah, figures are solid. South Korea, so sweet. I'm 2 for 2." But yeah, there you go. There's the one side. There's the faction symbol in the back. But he said they were really, really good toys, like as good, if not better than Hasbro.
Those eyes are funny.
They are
Yeah.
funny, but like the police car here in the front, that was the main character that they showed, that interacted with the human because he put on the watch, and now he's from my understanding, this kid, I would say 12 to 14, is now the king of these mechs, for lack of a better term. All right, can you highlight Dorkimus there? There you go. Plastic quality is super good, like old school Power Rangers, with like Hasbro level of transformation complexity. I think is what you meant to say.
Yep.
So, but I mean, there you go. I mean, they were interesting though. You'll get to one where that thing looked friggin' awesome.
Is this?
It's a
Wait a
jet.
second.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's only 2 modes there, right?
Yeah. So there's 2 modes,
Okay.
but
The
you can't.
weapon or whatever was throwing me there for a second. I thought it was 3 modes for a
Yep.
second.
So you have the weapon that becomes like, and think of a bow this way it's holding. If you look at the picture on the far right, it's attached to his back. So
it's like an interesting practical use of sorts for wings, because normally it just sits on the back or folds somewhere. So now you got something to do with it.
Oh, Dorkimus says it's the one they hooked him up with. Oh, dude, that was a friggin' awesome choice, because that's the one that caught my eye. That's the one that made me go in the booth. Was that one? Who was I with? I think I was with Eric Z. Was I with Eric Z? I think he was. He's like picking it up, looking at him, and this guy just randomly comes up. It's like, I don't think you're supposed to touch them.
The bottom one there, just the giant eyes on the crane.
But
wait, what is that? Like a huge winding arm on that dude, on the yellow guy.
I would assume that's a crane arm.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
But and now some of these look like they combine into bigger figures. So,
they got combiners too, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I don't know. Like I couldn't tell you if it was like vehicle robot combiner or if it was just vehicle combiner. But I'm sorry the pictures aren't better. I didn't realize I'd be showing them. If I did, I would have got better pictures.
They're not that bad.
So okay, Logan, the card boxes are basically weapons. Thank you.
That big one there looks pretty cool.
That one looks freaking awesome.
Claw arms there.
So like the way I took it is what you have on the shelf is what combines to make that, because that's clearly more than just one figure by themselves.
Yeah, of course.
The vibes I got from that one is y'all remember, like, I think it was called Superhuman Samurai / Gridman, where he would go into the computer and fight, and then he'd call on like a certain.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Input a program, and it would be like one was like a drill, another one was like a jet, and then like one would turn him into a dragon kind of thing, or one was a dragon, something like that. That's the vibes I got off of that. But I picked a couple of these up. I didn't really mess with them all that much, but they felt solid. So I think this is going to be something that you're going to be seeing coming with kids. And my understanding is that the price point is going to beat Hasbro. Now, I feel like where they're aimed at the kid level, it might be a little much for the kids. But
they look a little complicated for the kids. What do I know? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I don't mean little kids. I don't mean like 4, 5, or 6. I'm talking that that 9 to 11, maybe 12-year-old kind of thing until they get a smartphone. But
okay.
I think $50 for some of the bigger ones. They went through a whole price range of them, but I think
how big are these? Like if you had to compare, like I see like the police car down there,
or Voyager size or Titan class, like in that scale,
bigger than MP car. So that police car, I would say, is big as, if not a little bit bigger than, an MP car.
Okay.
Oh, like in robot mode and vehicle, both.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, they're chunky,
So definitely, it looks like you're getting more for the dollar there. That's nice.
Yeah, and
Eric Z said they were ratcheted out pretty well too, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also good.
Yeah, love ratchets.
Yeah, so like the black and white jet from earlier, that thing was a foot tall, I believe. Dorkimus, you said that's the one they hooked you up with. Was that jet? If you've got it nearby, just what do you think size wise? Um, yeah, I mean, you look at the chat. The chat's like quality was amazing of these.
Yeah, chat's talking them up.
And like I said, Logan's had them, and Logan said, "Oh, there's another one from Logan." So I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff there, good coming from them.
I'm definitely interested. Like I know you said it's aimed more toward kids, but I'd like to see maybe one or two of these toys. They look just to see what they're like.
Yeah,
Definitely got some interest going on.
yeah, they're going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Do I have a connection to it? No. But if I saw something at the right price, like if I saw that, like I don't, I'm going to assume that jet is going to be.
Eric C sent this pick over just in case there's anything different there.
Are these available on all the e-tailer sites, Joe? Do you know?
I think Logan said he got his on Amazon.
I like the
and I would assume
blend of,
Agabus as well.
I like the blend of the clear plastic that's mixed in on a few of these.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm kind of digging these a little bit.
Yeah, like it's
Right.
like it's good, like it just it's good color breakup. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah,
It makes it more interesting to look at.
all right.
And G Squared, I would assume that they're going to arrive here at this quality because that's what they quoted us during the panel. That's what they quoted was those prices. I want to say 22. He said so. The police car G Squared was, like I said, about the size, if not a little bit bigger than an MP car figure. And I think he said that was the $22, $23 line. So, I'm really not bad prices for what they are. So, and the quality shouldn't change since they're already being made over there. They're just going to make more and then ship them over here. But that's the price points they gave, and it's the pyramid structure kind of thing. A lot of baseline low cost figures, a little less upper costs, and then the top, highest cost I think had 2 figures, maybe 3. But I mean, they look good. They were the only thing, like, to me, what made my mind think that they looked cheap was the plastic was shiny, or the paint was shiny. Does that make sense? Like, it reminds me of like cheap kid toys.
I could see that. Yeah.
But when I picked them out, was kind of handling them, I was like, they feel good. So and you've seen the chat. It's I don't think, I haven't been watching the chat like we're everyone.
Chat's into them for sure.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Everyone here in the chat has not said one bad thing about them. And I would assume Haney's going to be the main source of them, for the sites that we in this collector space mainly use. In addition to Amazon, that's where Logan got his. And then I saw someone say AliExpress. So I'm sure you could probably, if you check out AliExpress, you check out Show Z or whatever, it's your money. Do what you want to with it.
Yeah, they're all over AliExpress for sure.
Yeah, but if you can support Haney, he supports us. He was one of the big reasons we were able to get that space that we got. So he was very. It's good. It's good to have that kind of support and work with for our group. Like, I know we're not bringing in, like, we had 50 people at the. Let me back up. I think there was 50 rock boxes ordered. So, and a couple of people didn't show up. So assume 45 people, I think, in the room, in addition to the 8 to 10 that showed up that wanted to come in. So, I mean, we're not pulling in a bunch of people, but the likelihood of, if you're coming to the Realm thing, you're coming to the con too, to spend some money.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Logan, if you're still in the chat, when you meet me tomorrow, can you bring one of those things? I just want to see. If you're still there, please. That definitely has my interest.
Oh, now I got to drive up. We can have it. We can have a get together.
Have a card bot party.
Yeah.
Pew pew bang bang all across the parking lot.
So.
All right.
But let's see what else. But yeah, that seemed to be a big one.
I'm pulling this one up. I saw this. Like, I guess that's a combiner is what it looks like to me. But I saw this one on AliExpress just now. But all the clear plastic and stuff, like I said, I like the clear plastic. I think that's fun. But this, like, it immediately reminds me of like an Energon combiner, but one that can actually move and pose.
Yep.
Which immediately makes it a lot more fun, because those old toys kind of really sucked. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That looks cool. Huh.
Um,
Damn
and
it.
I don't know if you can find one of the eyes. Like the eyes in robot mode are different too. Um, it's almost like a visor, and then I don't really know how to explain how the eyes look. It's almost like a
I mean, there's no close-ups, but I could see it like tiny, like the
yeah.
eyes
So
are
basically,
small on
they
the
got this electronic visor, and the eyes are kind of cool looking because it's different, right? But it's almost like a visor, and then I know this is going to sound stupid, ha ha ha. But if you took a croissant and put it in their eye, and then like so there was that hollow space kind of at the top, and that kind of moved. That's the best way to explain it.
Okay.
So, but anyway, but yeah, so that I mean, it was a good time. I ended up getting, my wife and Lou bullied me into getting a Zod, which is a like the dinosaur thing from GoBots. They bullied me into getting that for $5 at RetroCon. So now
I
I
had
am.
one of those as a kid.
I did too.
Is that the one that has the button on it? If you press it,
Yep.
on its belly,
Yeah,
it
yeah, it's like a dark
stops or
blue.
something?
It's got a red button.
I
Yeah,
did have that. Yes.
so it was
yes.
like it scoot by and it would stand up and
Yeah.
go, yeah, and then so I got what I get. I don't know. I got 10. I got 10 GoBots for like less than $50. Cool stuff too. I got the Warthog. I was very excited about getting the Warthog GoBot. Logan, shout out to him. I was going to get the TransArt Silverbolt from the Beast Wars line, and dude comes over. He's like, "Hey, did you get that yet?" I said, "No." He goes, "Here," and I'm like,
That dude. That dude.
Yeah.
Heart of gold. You didn't have to do that, but
No. But he's also enabled me. Like I said, he bullied me into going down this rabbit hole. So now I've got. I also got the Transmetal Megatron. It comes with white gloves, so I'm part of the Derek Meat Club now. So I opened it up. I'm like, "What the heck's this?" And I realized it's white. It's white cotton gloves to wear because of the the vacuum metal.
how's the quality on those? I've heard up and down, mixed feelings here.
So the only review I'd watched on it was Bobby's because I was interested in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he did not like it. He had bad things to say.
Yeah,
and
he
I
took
can
a
see
big
where
shit on it. Yeah.
I can see where he's coming from, but they're the only ones in this space doing it, and after Silverbolt, they apparently got bullied into saying we're done, we're not doing anymore. Not because
Well, they do. There is someone else picking up the pieces.
I need to get that.
Yeah, this Robot Toys. This is awesome. The Scorponok. Again, speaking of ratchets, ratcheted everywhere. Beautiful paint. It feels amazing. These guys are picking up where they put it down, and they're doing a better job, in my opinion. Waspin are coming next.
Seriously,
I'm in. Yeah, wherever they put out, I am in. I love it.
So the questions on that, but I'll get to that. But no, I haven't opened up the T-Rex yet. I haven't opened up Megatron. But the Silverbolt, dude, the only problem I've got with it is like, remember the original toy where like the wing, like on the back of the wing, you take the missile and plug it in, and you push the button, it shoots out.
Yeah.
Mine don't want to go in. I finally did get them in. Didn't sound great, but I got them in there, and I'm like, that's fine. They're in. They're not coming out. But I'm happy with it. It's free and it was a gift. I'm not going to complain about it. But the figure itself, could there be areas of improvement? Yes, but where couldn't they be on any figure?
Yeah,
I haven't opened up the Megatron yet, but I've had opened up, and the first thing I opened up, messed with was the with Silverbolt, and then I sent stuff in the group today. I finally opened up my first aid from X Transbots. And if you had me, like, if it was going to be one of those things, like, what am I going to sit down and play with? It's going to be the TransArt one. That X Transbot leg, dude, I got nervous wrapping that crap because plastic didn't sound good. It's moving, and it's like, oh, well, you don't have to bend plastic around plastic, but you got to have it in this certain 5% window of the knee perfectly bent. So, like that kind of stuff. But anyway, got some artwork from Kincaid from the Reflector Files in Manessa. Got some artwork there and some stickers. BotCon had some old stuff for sale, so I got 2 prints of Beast Machine / Machine Wars, Obsidian and Striker.
Nice.
For $1 each. So I'm not gonna. I am not gonna complain about that. But yeah, definitely could have dropped more money. But it is what it is. Uh, adult responsibilities and things like that. We're going to the beach next week. That'll be a $700 hotel bill. So it's one of those
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, overall, BotCon was a very like it was one of those things. On the way there, I said if it wasn't for the realm, I'm not sure if I'd have went. And I still 95% true because what made that weekend special was the people. These are people that I get to see once, twice, maybe three times a year. You know, and I have not ran into anyone in the realm that I do not like. I mean, I know there's people in the realm that others don't like, or I don't get along with this person because of this or whatever, right? But you know, we're all there. We're all the same age. We still have all the same kind of life experiences, things like that. It's like find the commonality and just have fun when you can. And on the way home, my wife and I know I talk about her a lot. One, I love her, love you, babe. I know you're not watching, but anyway, she is not a social person. She generally doesn't like people. She is if she is in somewhere or at a place, she is looking for the cat, the dog, the gerbil, something to pet, or she's going to sit on her phone. And when she told some of her one friend that she talks to on a semi-daily basis about coming, she's like, "Why are you going? You don't like me?" She goes, "There's something different about this group of people." She goes, "They're genuinely good people." She goes, "Joe found a good group of people." She goes, "I haven't found anyone I don't like yet." And I know it sounds weird, but coming from her, that's praise. Like she
Just
was
needs to hang around me more.
she was genuinely bummed that you and Crystal weren't coming. You know, um, she wanted to bully you. You
Of
know,
course.
but but it's the group, man. It's the people. It's really the people that make it special, and it's I can't say enough good things about the people. So we're looking forward to the next get together, and whether that get together is us four or 70 of us, it don't matter. Or heck, just two of us or one. Well, don't whatever. It's the people, man. And I cannot say enough good things about the realm and what it's done, and like it's made these better because if it wasn't there, would I still be going to these things in Fort
Hmm.
Wayne? No. You know, like I'm not going to TFCon. It's in Chicago. That's just a little bit too far for me. And again, yeah, there's gonna be probably some wrong people there, but and I don't mean this in a rude way. It's one of those things. It's just this was my big trip for the year in a sense. Um, and I don't like the idea of flying. I was jaded from flying into Chicago or out of Chicago. I'm not dealing with that again.
Don't blame you.
But but yeah, that's kind of my bot. Any other questions about the BotCon stuff or anything?
I'm just curious. When you guys took Sam to the Irish pub, like I know he's not from Ireland or whatever, but he's from the UK, so he might have an idea. Is that like, yeah, this is authentic, or he's like, no, this is all bullshit?
That's a question you probably have to ask Pinkerton, and I think Eric B was sitting next to him.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what he would think of something like that.
But yeah, no, it was fun. Like they had, I mean, it's one of the things I thought I caught at the end of the day they were doing like on Father's Day, like dads got in for $10, you know, and like you could tell there was people coming there from church, like they were coming in their dress shirts and their slacks and whatever that were locals. So,
Nice.
but but anyway, it was a good time. There was
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
sounds like you had a
family
good
stuff,
time, Joe.
you know.
Good reporting. I'm glad everyone had a good time. Like I said, I wish we could have been there, and all this mustard nonsense, I would have been fun to partake in. But Joe, you mentioned something earlier. You said there were a lot of blockies at this particular convention. Is that correct, sir?
Blockies is getting big, dude.
Is
So
block? Is this the future, gentlemen?
that's something I've you kind of look at these things and how Transformer stuff goes. We haven't hit Pretenders yet, but I mean, in the last year ish, one thing I've noticed is a lot more non-transforming Transformers, right? 3.0 was kind of the first ones out the gate with their highly, or what's the word I'm looking for? Detailed,
Scott.
realistic, stuff. What?
I'm just reading Scott's comment. He said it's
Oh.
not the future; it's a fad like Labubu.
This dude has been coming in hot the last week. I
Labubu.
don't know.
If you know, folks, if you know, you know.
Thought it was pronounced La Bamba. But anyway, but I remember last year with the blocky stuff at BotCon, and I'm thinking, what the heck, I mean, Derek was all about these. Derek was all about these. He still is. And but you had 3.0. And then last year I saw the stuff about blockies. And then when we were looking at things, I remember finding this stuff. I think it was TM Reviews showed it. It's where I got it. Was like, it was Aldi, that AULDE, whatever it is. Why?
Yeah.
And Gort, I think you got a couple of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he did the show off on the mini episode we did.
Yep. So, you had them coming out. YOLO Park stuff now, and blockies in YOLO Park are just getting bigger and bigger. And I'm curious, is that the next thing? Is that where we're going to see things? And is it because we're showing these things to kids? Because, I mean, look at blockies is very affordable.
Mm-hmm.
$5 a box, I think. And it's blind box, but it is what it is. And you're getting these in kids' hands, so kids are going to know, oh, this is a transformer. This action figure is a transformer. And when they get older, are they going to realize? Are they going to also get into this transformer, debate? But is this kind of where we're starting to see things go? Is it with the? Because I remember, like I said, blockies at BotCon last year was it was a thing. Here's something new. Okay, cool, looks neat. Not for me, whatever. But they had such a presence, dude. Such a presence. And I'm not going to lie, at my Walmart, the only thing that's going off the Transformer stuff that I see that is consistently leaving the shelves are blocky boxes. And they're not just on like a little end, like when they started, like this little cardboard box. It's like 2 feet wide, by 3 feet or whatever. And it's just one row per thing. Like, it's the full on set boxes sitting there. And then the big size, foot tall, whatever they are. And those are the only things that are consistently leaving my store. My Walmart did a reset, and the Transformer stuff has not been restocked since. The blocky stuff has several times. So, I mean, is this where it's headed?
Yeah,
are we heading there?
It's been a trend for a good minute.
Blockies, Audley, however you want to pronounce it. Then you got the YOLO Park stuff that people seem to be buying. Yeah, I mean,
you got non-transforming Robeson stuff.
Robeson's another company, even though it's a different beast, but still not. And no, Robeson transforms.
No, they
Bumblebee
do.
Doesn't.
Bumblebee doesn't.
Bumblebee doesn't. Okay.
The one day did anyway. I think they're doing another one.
Yeah. But all right. So I think we're all in consensus. Like that is a potential for where this is headed. Mainline stuff. MP still going to MP is still going to be. Legends is still going to be.
If you're a collector, right, and you've been collecting for a while, right? Collector mentality, right?
Yeah.
Say you've been in MP for from the beginning. You're running out of MPs to buy, right? Unless you're one who just buys everything, right? But at this point, like if you're trying to fill out your seasons 1 through 4, not too many holes left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where's that money? So what's the next collection to do? What's the next thing? Legends came around. Legends came out hard and fast and filled up a lot of holes in the Legend Scale collection really quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now what's next? Oh, blockies, right? And yeah, they're a little, their proportions are a bit, like different. But then you have YOLO Park, right? Now here you have this transformer that not only, yes, it doesn't transform, but you could build it, right? It's something to do. It's a project, right? They have several of them out already, YOLO Park. and now you have Blocky, and then you have Audley who's doing the same thing. Very G1 accurate representations of non-transforming characters,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? The collector mindset of to be a collector and to buy when you're, this is why, yeah, I think they might be the next thing as the Transformer fans are finishing off their MP collections, their Legend collections. I mean, how many times can you rebuy a mainline type figure? Like how many times are they going to keep? You're going to keep doing this over and over and over again, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I
even
mean,
I almost the other night couldn't sleep online on my phone scrolling through YouTube. Almost bought a Yellow Park figure. It was
Of
like
course.
2 in the morning, but I couldn't find Prime. Right, no one has Prime in stock anymore, right? And then it was like, oh, but I can't get Prime. I'm not playing this game. I'm not hunting this shit down. I'm not paying for something I know I don't need, right? But it almost grabbed me. It almost grabbed me. Blockies is a little tempting. I mean, the blind box aspect of it is a little off-putting to me.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I
so
can
let
see
me
that.
let me jump you in there. There were vendors at the show this year selling blockies that were done, which that to me kind of takes the fun out of it. But there were also vendors there selling opened, bagged.
Yeah,
Here's your
Yeah,
this one is the Rodimus. This or the whoever. You know what I'm saying? And um and they were going for 10, which
hmm
still is not bad. The one I
yeah,
saw
no,
10 to 12 is what I saw. And I would be more if that was something I was really into. That'd be something I would drop $10 on per figure,
I mean,
knowing that I'm getting what I want.
when we went to what was the last show, Gordon? ToyCon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There was a couple vendors that had a bunch of blockies. Like they're starting. They're showing up at these other toy show now also. I mean, there's no WalMarts around me, so I haven't seen them in Walmart, right? I don't. They don't sell them in Target, do they?
I
I
have
haven't
not
seen
seen
them.
them.
Yeah. So I mean, this is one of those things. Like if I'm in a Walmart and I see one, I'm probably going to be tempted to grab one when I see it, right? But blind box blockies notwithstanding, yeah, like the future just might be non-transforming Transformers coming up.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest. As collectors, not many of us who collect MPs are sitting there and transforming these things back and forth.
hmm
You can't really do that with MPs, and not if you want them to last. You
yep,
put them in the bot mode, and then just kind of sit on yourself, right?
hmm
yep.
Oh wow, look here's Lockies do the same thing, but they don't quite have that aesthetic yet. Oh well, maybe Audley will. Like Yellow Park, there you go. Like Yellow Park even has light. They even light up. So
Blockies are getting light up.
yeah,
Shining ones or whatever. I don't know what all lights up in them, but
they
I know
light
they light
up
up.
too. Not the blind boxes, but like they
I
make
don't.
blockies light up.
Yeah, they make
Okay.
blockies. Yeah. Because that was during the blocky speed build. There were like different rounds, and one of the rounds was you had to get the like this box was electric. You had electronics, and not only did it have to be built, the electronics had to work. So,
Are,
but
are these coming different sizes too? Like they're blind
yep,
box sizes, and then there's bigger ones that aren't. You know what you're
yes,
getting at least.
what is
yes,
the
yeah.
Action Edition
The,
is
the bigger
the
ones you know.
bigger ones, and they're the ones that aren't blind box, I believe.
Yep. So
Hmm.
like the sound wave, like I can like right now, like the little boxes that are like 3x3,
Yeah.
those are blind boxes at my Walmart. And there's one, it's about this tall, about that squared. And that is here is this figure, here is that figure kind of thing. You know what you're getting. Now the varieties is not there, right? They're not doing every figure. Um,
Yet,
well, I mean in that big size.
yet,
But,
yet.
but yeah, but yeah,
Never know.
yeah.
I
I mean
mean,
not yet. Let me refer. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, not yet. But I mean, but now like I'll be the sound wave and again, I didn't see the sound wave in person. I heard people talk about it, about how good it was, but the box for that was probably about a foot wide, foot tall, and probably about 5 to 6 inches deep.
Well, it had a bunch of the cassettes in it too, so
It
probably
did.
why it was a
And
little
it came with
bigger
some
than.
accessories.
Yeah.
But like I saw a lot of people carrying that around. A lot of people carrying that around. And I think that was, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Um, or Derek's still here. Correct me if I'm wrong. That sound wave I think was $60 for that one. So then you're looking at, I think that's more of a collector thing. You know, that's more our age or whatever. I don't think you're getting this for your kids unless they're really into it. But I mean, I think it's one of those things to where you're absolutely right, E. It's one of those, like I got like first aid today. You know, the back panel that becomes his leg, the leg portion essentially wraps around, right? So it's one big panel that splits into three that wraps around the leg. And the top half of that panel, the panels 2 and 3 are clear plastic. And I've already got stress marks. I'm just trying to get plastic around plastic. Now I know it's X transpot build. Um, but still, you know, I'm probably going to just buy another one instead of trying to get that back into vehicle mode for when the combiner's done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it talks. And Brink says the Soundwave also talks too.
And you sat there. You said, so this was $60, right? And
Yep,
you might not buy it for your kid, but how much was Grimlock, the new Grimlock, the mainline Grimlock? What are they
55.
selling them at Target? 55, same price. Like it's not much of a price difference. So I could definitely see maybe the bigger ones, for your kids. I mean, the price point isn't the factor. It's just I think.
I guess when I say kids, I'm thinking like little kids. Like I'm thinking that 5 to 6 year old. Like I wouldn't get that Soundwave for a 5 or 6 year old. Tween up, yes. But you know, for our side of things too, like that, I think probably YOLO Park and Audi are two of the best ones for like
Mm-hmm.
the G1 stuff that we have, or the movie stuff, things like that. But it's, you know, I think it's going to have its own lane. Still don't think it's going to take over a lot. I think it's going to take away from MP. It's going to take away from Legends, but I don't think you're going to see the blast off like you did with Legends from MP and vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about like, this is going to come into a close. This is coming to a close. What are you going to spend your money on? My answer to that is nothing. I mean, I don't feel the need to start another Transformers collection. I don't know. It's weird. Unless a MP comes in vehicle mode, I don't really transform these things. So I mean, maybe Blockies isn't that bad of an idea, but I don't know. I always like that option. Just speaking me personally, I like the option of having it do that. But I don't know. Is this a fad? You think? Scott said it could be a fad. What do you think?
I mean, what isn't really?
Scott's a hater.
Yeah.
I think so. Number one, Tyler, do it. Uh, if it's a fad, I think it'll be a 5 year, 6 year fad.
Yeah.
But Blockies is also expanding into and Derek, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I know they're going into Sesame Street. I want to say there was another
Uh,
IP they were moving into.
they got Sesame Street, Pokemon. They got a bunch of shit.
Pokemon, that's the other one. Thank you. So I mean, I think that style is around. Whether it'll stay in Transformers, I don't know, because like their little blind box ones are going through characters pretty quick. So I think that
Yeah.
I think it'll be I think it'll be a 5 or 6 year solid run, depending on how they do. You know how quick they burn through their figures. Because I mean, you
Yeah.
know as well as I do, there's enough people out here that they're going to have to get every version of, if they do every character. If Blocky says every G1 character, and I know they're going into Transformers 1. I don't think they're going into movie like the live action movies yet. There's going to be someone that's going to have every like vehicle and robot version of those figures. You know, so I mean, I think giving them the time to get through that line, and then give them a year. Once they get done, then you can kind of gauge, is this a fad or is this something that's going to keep going? Um, and then the YOLO Park stuff, Aldi stuff. I think it's gonna be around for several years.
No, I could see that again for the younger kids who don't want to transform things, or even at a cost, um, for a cost reason. I could definitely see them wanting to go that route rather than maybe picking up a $25 deluxe figure that's only like this big now. But who knows? I don't know, man. Anyone here interested in blockies? You gonna get any EE Prime?
I wouldn't mind having a Dinobots for my desk at work, but it's not really like I'd be more interested in the Audley or the YOLO Park stuff at this point. But I don't know if I'm going the route on any of that just yet. I have other things I'm concentrating on first.
I mean,
True.
I've already gone in with the Aldi on the first wave, and like tariff pending and such, and how difficult things are going to be to get, and all that determines whether I stay with something like that. Because if it's just going to be overly expensive and a pain in the ass, I don't I don't want to bother with it.
Mm-hmm.
The blockies so far, they've been pretty easy, um, and stuff like the Pokemon that doesn't, isn't in the U.S. quite yet. Perhaps it will be, and that would be great because then it'll be much easier to get. Those I have been picking up. Those are fun. Like blockies in general, like that's a quality product, and honestly, so are the Aldi. Like they're a lot of fun. Good tolerances on all the joints and everything. Very posable little figure, and yeah, it doesn't transform, but I think they're more fun than
Mm-hmm.
getting to flip something around, because figure that is the play feature. Being
Yeah,
able to transform, and I know that's important to some people, but the fact that this could be like a fully posable action figure instead, and there's no weird compromises, there's no bullshit kibble or some panel crap falling off, or
that's true.
there's no scumbag shit going on here. It's just a nice figure.
And it's not $200.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I
There's
might
no
have to pick
reason
up
to
a
pay.
blind box if I see
There's no
one
reason to
just to
pay
see.
hundreds of dollars for an MP if you're gonna leave it in a robot mode, have transformed it once, maybe, or never, just for the sake of knowing that it does it. That seems silly. I just want the characters, and I just want to have fun with them.
Yeah.
Gord, Jeff wants to know what's better, blockies or Aldi's.
It's two different things.
Yeah, apples and oranges.
Yeah, they're different things. There's different aesthetics. If you want something that looks very Sunbow cartoon, that's Aldi. If you're cool with the like stylized nature of blockies, I guess, and you get to put them together and all, but uh, and I guess there's the different sizes and things too, and like
Are
the
there
bigger
Chase
ones
blockies? I know there's Chase Aldi's.
Yes.
have different aesthetic.
Yes, there are chase blockies. So and
Same for the Aldi.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the way the blockies work, from my understanding, is like if you buy a case of blockies, there's like the little blind box ones. That's where your chases are. There may be chases in the bigger figures. I can't attest to. I'm sure Derek will chime in with that info. But if you buy the box, the case, there's 9 in there. If you bought that box, right? If you went to, at the time when I saw these, it was AliExpress. So if you bought them somewhere from overseas and you got that box, you got the entire line, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that box of 9 could have a chase in it. So you would still be missing 1 of the 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and
Yes.
on that same tangent, with the Aldis, the Aldi Transformers, if there's a set of 6, it's the same thing. If you buy a solid case, you're getting 1 of everything, but 1 of them might be a chase. But given the greatly increased value of those chases, you're going to have no problem selling it and definitely getting not only what you want. If you didn't want that, like let's say you want Prime and you got a Nemesis Prime. Well, you're going to sell it for like $100, and then you'll spend 15 or 20, get your Prime, and then you get what the fuck else you want from the rest of the money there. Yeah,
Mhm.
no problem.
The blockies vibe to me, like you said, stylized, and I'm like they look like something I couldn't place it, but they almost got Dreamwave art style vibes to me.
It's really the proportions less than like
Yeah.
stylized. I mean, it's however you want to call it.
Yeah. So so we were. I'm going to say I was a guinea pig. Derek B had a get together, a cookout up his house over the summer or back in the spring, and one of the events he had planned for us was a blocky speed build. And he provided the blockies, and everyone got one, and go. Everyone opens it up, builds it, things like that. Um, but I ended up getting Scavenger, and I was like, cool, my favorite Constructicon. And oh god, Jedi mindset. He got who did he get? Long haul, I think. And he's like, yeah, I don't want mine. You can have it. I'm like, cool. And now my brain, I'm like, I've got 2 of the 6 Constructicons. I need the other 4. But then it goes to, well, I can't just have the Constructicons. Who are they going to fight? The Dinobots. And then it's going to turn into this whole like, well, I've already gotten these 10.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Our good friend Tyler said he just ordered one.
So hey, we've made 2 sales, so I think we ought to get some commission on this.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, fucking Cold with Mustard isn't paying me. Blocky, start paying me.
So okay, yeah. So Derek B, there you go. There he's explained the chase stuff there.
Real quick too, just the difference with Blockies and the Aldi. Blockies is also well more expansive at this point. Like you have a lot more to pick from, and I think it's going to continue that way. Aldi has one wave out. The second wave is coming soon. I guess it's pre-orders for various places you can buy it, and there has not been a showing for a wave 3 just yet. But you have a lot of core characters in these first 2 waves.
Right.
Scott, it's not addiction, it's OCD. I may have a touch of the tism.
That's fair.
It's a Transformers thing.
Yeah.
Also,
all right. Well,
and G Square is already pulling up the card bot stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna when the show's over, I'm gonna search for those just because I want to see. I mean,
Oh,
go to the YouTubes, see what.
Take a look on AliExpress. It's all
AliExpress.
over there.
Yeah. All right, I'll check that out.
I mean, look, for good or for bad, the huge pop for MP that came is down. It's there's stuff still coming. Like I said, I'm very excited for this X Transbots Target Masters, and then I'm very much looking forward to the Autobot versions of that. The Decepticon Jet Target Masters were significantly more interesting to me than the Autobots. But I'm very like I am like 2019 excited, 2018 excited for those. I just can't wait to get them in my hands and fiddle and flip and blah blah blah. I think it was Mang Motion put something out where they were transforming Misfire, and I'm like, it don't look that bad. The transformation doesn't, but like that stuff got to be coming soon, and I'm very excited about that. So like I think for us down to that 8-year-old, Transformers is it's still very relevant. It's still in a good space. It's still, the property is still worth something. It's still going strong, despite Hasbro's we're laying people off or the market share, blah, blah, blah bullshit, that kind of stuff.
They're just trying to maintain.
Yeah. I think things are going good. I think this non-transforming Transformers is I think, again, if it's a fad, I think it's a 5-year fad. Then we'll see.
It's a fad up until they complete the majority of characters.
Yeah.
You have nothing left to buy. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the YOLO Park table, like you could see the stack of blockies going down on the Agabus booth. YOLO Park had, and so the way there was a cut through, right? So YOLO Park had like the back, like if I was the YOLO Park booth facing you all, like down this side would be one row, and then down this side would be the other. So they kind of got like an end, right? And their tables were full O product, right? By
Sunday, I
saw
that. Yeah,
less than half. They blew through stuff, Good. Eric Z, thank you. I'm misremembering, but I mean, they blew through some product, and it's like cool, like it's still there, and it looked like the con itself did well. Um, I think BotCon had before Haney came in, right? You had the drama with the Sinclairs and whoever else, whatever that group. There was drama, and then but they were official. They were the official convention of Hasbro, and then Hasbro's like, no, 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 no. We're going to take our stuff and go play in our sand pit. And it was what was it? HasCon, was that it?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a
Yeah.
HasCon in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. That lasted 1 year. Then they skipped a year, and then they sort of kind of did it another year, and then that was the end of it. And then that vacuum was what allowed TFCon to grow. And they're two very, very different conventions. There's two very different vibes at these conventions. At least the last 2 years. There's a lot more, I would say, IDW based cosplayers there, group there, kind of thing. When I say that, I mean, like, it seems like that's why I was told, like, where you see these girls dressed in like kind of suits, but then they just got like the Soundwave helmet or the Starscream thing with like versus girls in like red and white and blue, and then they've got wings on the back, that kind of stuff. But there was something from whoever was telling me, it was like somehow IDW related, right? You didn't see a whole lot of that at this crowd. This crowd was more of like, what if, and the guy that sticks out to me is the guy that's like, what if Hound was a human kind of thing? So this guy was cosplaying the movie Hound, the John Goodman Hound, but in human form, and for lack of a better term, like that kind of stuff seems out. And I know this is going to sound weird and maybe wrong, but I only saw 2 people with tails there. You see a lot more of that at TFCon. TAILS, yeah.
Must be Beast Wars fans.
And if that's whatever their thing is, like they were sort of cosplaying, but not really. Like I don't know what the deal was, but you see less of that cosplay style, or more of that cosplay style at TFCon and less at BotCon. But I want to see BotCon succeed. I'd like to see these other things succeed, because the more options we have are always good. You don't have one just kind of monopolizing it. And I mean, people have feelings about BotCon, people have feelings about TFCon. Again, it's just a place for us to gather and hang out and be stupid together, right? And be irresponsible with money, because we can. But
Truth. All right. Well, we're almost an hour and a half. Do we just want to close out? We don't need to talk about any Yojo June disappointments, do we? Just close it out
Nothing
here.
to talk about, is there?
No, not really.
we've got a render.
Yeah, let's just kill it. Real quick, shout out to the chat squad, man. You guys are interacting tonight. Lots of new faces I haven't seen here before. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for interacting. It was really good chat with you guys tonight. But let's take a quick run around the yard, see where everyone's at.
Hold
Go
that
ahead.
thought. G squared, no, and no.
All right. E Prime, where can we find you?
None of them brink. You can find me here every Friday night, and you can find me in a Facebook group, Rumble Collectors. Yeah, sorry I was a little quiet most of the night.
You
Still
got
a little bit of a headache. So, but it was Joe's night to shine.
Yeah, good job.
I just run my
Joseph.
mouth the most.
Have a drink of water. Gore, where can we find you?
Right here.
All right, pineapple coconut water. Joseph, where can we find you?
Milk cartons, post office walls, things like that. Generally speaking, just the Roma Collectors Group, and then here most Fridays, that kind of stuff. And Brink, to answer your question with the All Striker, I was going to go in on the Hasbro one, but I'm still not able to do it because of random errors on their Hasbro Pulse app.
I can order you one if you want. Just let me
It's the
know.
website.
That's it.
Just use the website. You're just making excuses.
It's definitely an excuse.
I'm getting to that point where I've got a 10-pound bag and I've got 9.5 pounds of crap. I'll be honest with you, I probably got 11 at this point.
Jesus. Anyway, you can find me, Eric Von Wolfenstein, on all your social media needs. Maybe coming to a town near you. And here every Friday, of course. We doing an after hangout?
Yes, we will be continuing this discussion in a hangout, unbroadcasted. Everybody's welcome. I will be putting the link to join the hangout in the Facebook group.
If you can't find it, you can message one of us too. We'll send it to you. But on that note, good chat tonight, guys. We'll see you next week with the hangout. That's it. Peace out.
Say it with me now.
Round.